because I might forget otherwise. Hi, everybody. All right. New Zealand is here. Hello, Michael. Yes. West K. Hello, Amen. Oh, I love you so much. You are rocking it, girl. Peppy, hello. All right. Well, I'm going to get started here in just a moment. Can I actually have you kick off the call, Richard? Just say hello. Hi, Jim. I'm glad you're here. Say hi to Sherry for me. And I'll let you.
All right.
And I'm going to go get ready with my my slide deck. I'm cooking up the sauce for you guys.
All right. Can you hear me, Shanda? Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, guys. Well, more and more people are jumping on here right now. And I just want to say welcome to you guys. It's Sunday night, beautiful Sunday. I'm here in Kelowna, BC. Shanda's out in Nanaimo. We're both on the road. My voice is a little bit hoarse because I've been going nonstop for 2 weeks straight. And it's just been amazing, honestly. Everybody that we've seen on this trip, it's just been amazing to, reconnect with people, hug people, get in living rooms, get up on stage, get at the front of the room and just share, the vision of this company and really share what's going on, because it's just been an incredible season of growth for all of us. I said something the other day when I was speaking in Calgary. I said, growth happens in the valley, right? And this last couple of years, there's been so much growth that's happened in so many people's lives, financially, relationally, spiritually, personally, professionally. And, a big part of that, honestly, is just being somebody that shows up, and making a decision to say, like, I'm going to show up to calls. I'm going to show up to presentations. I'm going to show up to events, and putting yourself in that environment where you can grow. Because my life is really a product of that decision of just being addicted, being obsessed with personal development and being obsessed with growing and getting better, and every day going, what can I do to continue to expand my vision? What can I do to expand my influence, expand my leadership, expand my skills, expand my my mind, and so getting on calls like this on Sunday night, getting on the team presentations, getting on the team Zoom calls, showing up to everything that you can, is really how you stay plugged in. And, I'm so passionate and so excited about what's going on, so fired up about what's going on right now inside of our team. Numbers are going up. People are having success. I've been able to hear new trading results and trading stories from people in the last week that has honestly just blown my mind. There's so many new people getting started with the team, new customers that are joining, new business builders, influencers that are coming in. And it's just, it's incredible. I'm so blessed and so grateful every day to be a part of this thing. I'm grateful to be here with you guys. Shout out to Lee Savage for this shirt, because I had to put it on for the training. Love you, bro. And guys, I just want to introduce Shanda. She's got a presentation that she's actually been working on, that she put together for this call. And I just want to let you guys know how hard this girl works, man. I mean, like, I've been around her in our home. I've been around her in her home. I've seen her at events. I've seen her, working the phones, Zoom calls. Like, she doesn't stop. She does not stop. And it's amazing because, you guys are really going to hear from someone tonight that is doing everything that it takes to win, and has really put everybody else in her network and in her circle ahead of herself. Because I think that she would probably love to be home where it's 35 degrees and be golfing with the girls, but she's on tour, staying with somebody in her team and doing home meetings and doing Zooms. And, when we're at the events, like when I go to Palm Beach or Houston and I hear the chairman, the top educators speaking, getting up on stage, you got to make like $100,000 a month just to get on the stage. But I hear what these people are talking about, and I hear what they're saying, and they all went through a process. They went through, a season of doing whatever it takes. And the way that they're staying at the level they're staying at is they continue to do whatever it takes. So, guys, Shanda is, somebody that inspires me, someone that is always impressing me with her work ethic and just her consistency. And I know that when she hits Chairman 10, the whole organization is going to be celebrating. People are going to remember that day that Shanda hit Chairman because she truly deserves it. And so I'm excited for you guys to hear what she's put together. I've got my notes right here. I'm going to be taking some notes as well. And then I'm going to come back at the end and just share with you guys just some simple, practical how-to stuff, and also share with you some events coming up this week. So stay on till the end. I want to be done this call in 53 minutes. So by the top of the hour, we're going to be wrapped up. And I'm excited for you guys to hear what Shanda's bringing to the table tonight. So drop some 777s, drop some love in the chat for Shanda. Go follow her on social media, follow her on her tour. And Shanda, the floor is all yours. Take it away.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Richard. Well, I mean, we got to get some love in the chat for Richard Ustra. The guy is one of the key reasons that our team launched the way that it did from the beginning, and has continued to be a pillar for so many of us. And like for me, guys, I'm a small town girl from Nanaimo. That's a town most people don't even know the words. If it wasn't for Seth Rogen and our delicious Nanaimo bar, no one would even know how to say it. Okay. I showed up to a place. How many of you, by a show of ones in the chat, have read Rich Dad, Poor Dad? Okay. If you haven't, I definitely recommend it. Okay. I never had a rich dad. I never had someone who had success teaching me how to go and do the thing. But I knew that I didn't want the struggles that my family had. I knew that I didn't want the challenges that I was living when I went and did adulting to them. Like my hairdresser the other day, I came here, in my hometown, meeting with people. And she's like, it's so cool to see you're not sad anymore. You didn't love your life. You didn't love what you did for a living. You weren't passionate about it. And you're happy now. Like it's that noticeable. And it's because I had people like Richard. It's because I had people like Mel and like Greg Greeno pouring into me. And so I just want to get some 8s for infinity, because our opportunities are endless when we partner with the right people. Let's put some 8s in the chat for Richard Ustra. I am so grateful for everything I've learned from and with you. So appreciate you, brother, for all that you do. All right. So as you know, small town girl, big dreams, uncommon desire to not struggle. How many of you got to adulting, realized, oh my gosh, this is spending all day away from my family so that I can pay bills. And then on my time off, I just get caught up on the things that I couldn't do because I was spending all day paying bills. By a show of 5s in the chat, how many of you were like, rip off, I want a refund? I'm so serious. I was like, what? Even toilet paper costs money? What is this thing? All I wanted to be when I was a kid was a grown-up. And now I'm like, let's ride bikes. So I'm so glad I'm not alone. Okay. So guess what? I found it. I found the refund. And I'm going to tell you the refund comes with 2 different components. Because it's one thing to be successful. It's one thing to have enough money. It's another thing to enjoy the process. When you hang out with a 6-year-old, when you hang out with a 7-year-old, you give them a stick and some paint. Or like last night, Randall's daughter and I are painting rocks. How is painting rocks an activity? But it was so fun. And when you're a kid, all you need is literally dirt and paint to be able to make fun happen. And that's not just because of the lack of pressure. It's because the opportunity for creativity. It's because of the fact that you're connected to something greater than you, like a family. It's because of the people you're surrounded with believing in you and fostering that creativity. So there's 2 parts to living a life that is the refund on adulting life that I'm going to write a book about one day. And the first part is reducing pressure. And the second part is increasing creativity, increasing support, increasing love and contribution. So family, right? How many of you love the family we're creating? Love the space we've made? Love the connections you've made, the people that you know because of this company, because of this industry, right? Like they say that it's lonely at the top, but it's not. We're going to bring each other there. We're going to build a huge freaking cliff so that we can take as many of us as possible. And that's why, we come here on these weekends. I'll tell you right now, I could make way more money sitting on the charts for the next hour. I promise you that. I also know that I can do good enough on the charts and spend the rest of my time pouring into others so that I can bring other people with me, because I don't want loneliness. I don't want it at the top. I don't want it at the bottom. I went through that season of life where it was all about getting things done. It wasn't about finding people who believe what I believe and partnering with them. And so this refund on adulting comes with these two pieces. And I'm going to talk to you about these pieces today. And the reason that we have Rochelle, literally ex-Amish, grade 8 education, went from wondering if she could to being able to go P600 in a minute, hosting her own financial education events in her home city, educating ex-Amish people on how to create financial freedom for themselves. Okay. Being able to sit with Randall, who had 40 friends on Facebook, who was a long haul trucker who hadn't talked to anyone that he wasn't blood related to, that now is leading a global organization, that standing with his wife at an education event, she says, I don't even know if we'd be together if it wasn't for this. I am not going to get success at a sacrifice of the rest of my life. Now, is there sacrifices? Yes. Okay. I live in a penthouse in Panama with my favorite humans. And I'm currently sleeping in a team member's teenager's bedroom who just moved out. So I'm sleeping in a teenage boy's bedroom in Canada where it's freezing. It's freezing. I have not worn no sleeves and no pants for even a minute. Okay. I love living in shorts and t-shirts. That's what I want to live in. So there's sacrifices, but there's seasons and there's reasons. It is freezing, Justin. It is so freaking cold. Guys, it's like 8 degrees. It's frozen. This is, for Americans, it's like 50. It's not, no, I'm not coming to colder places. This is, I'm a palm tree in a human. That's what I will do. If a palm tree can't live there, I'm not going. Okay. 50 is not cold. I'm done with you guys. Okay. Real talk. If you could be by a pool with your very best friend and your puppies and palm trees, sipping champagne with gold in it, would you come to cold places? So there's a difference between sacrifice and suffering. Okay, Araya, you're crazy. There's a difference between sacrifice and there's a difference between suffering, and I'm done. Okay, Sandy, you can be one of those people. You're like Melanie who wants to go cold places. Yeah, Brian, I know. Okay, so just because we make choices doesn't mean that things aren't seasonal. It doesn't mean that there's not a ripple effect. Okay. So understanding what I know, I showed up to this academy to learn how to put my money to work for me. How many of you showed up just to trade? Put a 1 in the chat. I want to know. I'll go camping in the snow. Jalen, you're crazy. Okay. I showed up just to trade. I just wanted to know how to put my money to work for me. How many of you have seen things you can't unsee, that you can't unknow, and that you know that your family needs this? Put a 2. I didn't want to share this with anyone. I was sick of talking to people. I was over it. I also know what I know, and I know that I can't leave anyone behind. So what I want to do is be at a pool in Panama. What I am doing is going on tour so that you guys can hear the things that matter to me, that are going to make it so my great-great-grandchildren never know the struggles I've known, have never paid a credit card with a credit card, don't know what it's like to wonder, should I pay the phone bill or go grocery shopping? I don't want that for anybody, but it's real. And it's really, really, really real in my life. And it's not anymore. Okay. So I'm going to walk through some things that show you why, if that's your reality, it's not your fault. And that it's actually kind of the way the system works. Like inflation. Have you guys noticed groceries and gas have gone up a little bit? Like, what is this? $10 a gallon in Canada? I can't even with this deal. Okay. So how do we set our families up? How do we beat inflation? How do we make sure that we're ahead of where we were last year? Okay. I've set fitness goals almost every single January. And what I can tell you is that eating more pizza is never going to, did my bread come from Russia? Heck no. No, exactly. It's baked down the road, but their heating bill went up, their wage went up, their taxes went up, right? Cost of living is going up. We need to make sure our family is set up to be in a situation where we're not going to be a victim to that situation. And how can we beat inflation? is by growing our money, is by learning the skills that are inside this academy. How many of you have been on Go Live in the last 24 hours? I want you to put 24 in the chat. Okay. I promise you, if you are not one of those people, and I'm not going to keep count because I know what it's like. I've gone through seasons where life takes over. I want you to know that everything you need to succeed is in Go Live. I want you to know that everything you need to succeed is in Go Live. We have rich dads there. You know what I mean? Like rich dad, poor dad. We have the people that know how to put our money to work for us, sitting there hungry to give it to us. Why? Because someone gave it to them and they just want you to see what they see. They want you to know what they know. Okay, so I'm going to take you through some statistics, some numbers, some information tonight so that you can see why it is I'm so passionate about helping you, so passionate. I'm sleeping in a teenage boy's room instead of in a penthouse in Panama. Why I am willing to fly across the country to be able to go and help people like Rochelle educate, empower, and enrich their families. We're on a mission at Freedom Revolution to impact the lives, impact, enrich, and educate the lives of 1 million people inside this academy. And to do it by creating over 1,000 chairmen, creating $10,000 a month of residual income or more. How many of you see yourself with at least 10K a month in residual income? Put a C10 in the chat. Because if that's you, you're in exactly the right place. And I want to tell you, this is one of the first places I ever found where making money was you had to help people. You don't keep it to yourself. This isn't about me climbing a corporate ladder or me winning against you in a promotion. This is about us coming together and sharing the resources. I was sitting with a team member tonight at his craft brewery, and his brewer went to another brewery who's suffering because their brewmaster quit. And you know what he said? He's like, well, of course they're suffering. Of course I'm going to be there for them. I'm like, that's your competition. He's like, now we're all in this together. And it reminded me of this company. It reminded me of this industry. It reminded me of the crypto space where we collaborate. We don't compete. And so I'm going to share with you what I know, what I've been learning. I'm going to share with you why I am so passionate about these next steps, about these next couple of years, and why I want to make sure every single person that can hear my voice understands what's about to happen and they put themselves in a position to capitalize on it. Because how many of you did not make money in the transition to cell phones? Did this cost you money or make you money? Put cost or make in the chat. Cost. Not Steve Jobs. Why? Because he was ahead of a trend. Why? Because he was innovator. Still costing, literally. I still pay for this. Guys, I got a $2,000 cell phone bill last month because I travel and I didn't know what to do. Yeah, well, pretty sure if I listened to Greg a little better, I'd have less costs generally. But I was stubborn and took a minute. Okay. How many of you made money in the .com era? Y2K, 1999, 2000, shift from analog to digital. How many of you made money on that? When we went from writing things on paper to moving online and going computers. Bill Gates did. Right? Jeff Bezos did. Not me. I'm going to tell you right now, this is what's happening in our world. We are going from analog to digital. In what world do we think that, okay, if you own anything that you still use that you consider to be comparable to what is being produced today that was made in the late 1980s, tell me what it is. Because the last time our money changed, the last time our money was created, the last time something happened with our money, it was in the late 80s. I know, Haley, I was just thinking the same thing. I was made in the 80s, right? But real talk, blasters were superior. Okay, I don't even know what that means. Thanks for aging yourself, Brian. But if you had a car or a cell phone or a notebook or a computer, ghetto blasters, right? But would you rather have a Bose speaker or ghetto blaster? What about an 8-track? My kids were made in the 80s. Oh, St. Pete. but literally. So we haven't changed our money system in like 40, 50 years. Sony Walkman. What's a blaster? Okay, see? Sony Walkman is not as good as an iPod. It's not. Okay, so technology changes. There's been a change in technology. We're just going from old school to digital. It's the same thing. You remember those big old yellow photocopiers we used to print something on our computer and take it to and photocopy? You guys remember when our phones were connected to the wall? You guys remember driving stick shift? Who can still drive a 5-speed? Drop a 5 in the chat. Who can still drop a? Yeah, I can drive a stick shift. Yeah, I can. I know Araya can. But there's a reason that 20-year-olds can't, because it's not efficient. It doesn't make sense anymore. The world's changing. 18-speed. Yeah, Eugene, get it. Okay. So this is what's happening. Our world is changing. We have a choice. We have a choice to be ahead of a trend or behind the trend. Okay. And I'm going to tell you, it's more profitable to be ahead of a trend. Do you guys see that? Right? Now, here's another thing. Everyone with money is getting this. And sometimes they want you to know, and sometimes they don't. When I found out that JP Morgan Chase, the largest bank in the, one of the largest banks in the world, just got a lawsuit where they were hit for $60 million. Why? PR scandal. What was the PR scandal? Great question. That's what I asked. They said Bitcoin's trash. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Okay. They said Bitcoin's trash. Then they went and bought a bunch of it. And they saw it go up. That's like right up there with insider trading. So of course they have to go and punish them. Made $30 billion on that move. So when I realized that there's a lot of big people with a lot of big money that are making decisions and positioning themselves in this transfer, in this shift from analog to digital, that you may or may not be ready to seize, that you may or may not understand, but they're ready. They're there. They're going to make it happen for them and their families. Are you? Okay. No, here's the thing. I figured it out. There's only 2 reasons people don't capitalize on a trend. I'm a woman. Financial equality for women is a conversation that is a topic. And I'm going to tell you right now, my personal belief is that in first world countries, this is not the same in developing countries. In first world countries, women have the shot. I have a shot at the same money, but you know what? I don't show up to the table the same way. I don't ask the same questions. I don't position myself with the same energy. So is it really a lack of opportunity, or is it a lack of posture? A confused mind does nothing. So if I'm afraid and I'm confused, of course I'm not going to seize an opportunity. Right? So with education and empowerment, we can remove the fear and the confusion, and we can literally create an even playing field for us and our families to capitalize on what's going on globally. Do you guys want to be at the same tables as those big players? How many of you do? Put a yes. How many of you want to be all in? You want to be sitting at that table? Yeah? Me too. But you know what? I'm a small town girl with a big mouth and tattoos. And I like wearing sneakers and Bitcoin earrings. And they don't want me at those tables, which is fair, totally fair. I tried the corporate world. I'm not good at it. You got to play games I'm no good at. But it doesn't mean I don't want a shot. It doesn't mean that I don't want a chance. It doesn't mean that I don't want the money. I just don't want to be that guy. How many of you have looked at rich people and been like, I don't want to be like that? How many of you have looked at people who have done crazy successful things and been like, I'm not willing to be that guy, to get those things, to climb that ladder, to step on those people, to say those things, to lack integrity? Okay. Crypto doesn't require you to be anything you aren't. It just requires you to be educated and bold. It just requires you to be educated. Okay. So again, I'm going to run through some slides, some statistics so that you can see why it is that keeping you confused and in the dark instead of capitalizing on what's out there is not something everyone's going to be pro. But we're in the industry. We are in the business of educating, enriching, and empowering the lives of 1 million people. How many of you want to be enriched, educated, and inspired? How many of you see yourself as someone who not only wants that for you, but wants that for your family? Do you want to set your kids up to be in a situation where they can do more than you could, who understand what's going on in the world and where to position themselves? Right, we're in the right place. This is why I know this is my family. Okay, just hold on a second. I'm going to share my screen. You guys recognize this? How many of you see and recognize this? Yeah. So you want to know the number one difference between the 95% on the left-hand side that control 5% of the money and the right-hand side that control 95% of the money, the 5% of people that actually are financially independent? You want to know the difference? You can see it there. How they spend their time. What are you spending your time on? I'm going to challenge you to go home and do an audit. There's 168 hours in a week. How many of them are you on Go Live? How many of them are you on the charts? Business owners and investors are doing two things with their time: managing their money and managing their systems. What are employees and self-employed people doing? They're entertaining themselves and they're working. So if you're working and entertaining yourself, you're not going to get the money. That's not where the money is. Escape, entertainment, feeling good, working for your money. What's the Jim Rohn quote? 9 to 5 pays your bills, 5 to 9 builds your future. Well, what are you doing 5 to 9? What I can tell you is I spent seasons watching Netflix. I spent seasons partying. Now I can tell you, ask anyone who spent any time. I stay at people's houses. I'm a couch surfer. What do I do all day? I'm home for 4 minutes. The only reason I ate today is because Randall brought me a snack. So when Richard was introducing me, I could put something in my mouth because I've been meeting with people. Why? Because I'm not going to leave anyone behind. I'm good. My family's good. I know that's fine. And that's not going to change whether I'm here or in a more comfortable position. But whether or not your family's good may or may not depend on me opening my mouth. So I'm here. And that's why I spend all day doing what I do. Because I literally trust the universe to take care of me financially. And I know some things that people need to know. And how you move from the left-hand side of the quadrant to the right-hand side is by spending your time differently. Do a time audit, cut the fat, do the things that matter. A short season of sacrifice will build a life that you never have to settle. How many of you guys never want to settle ever again for anything? You don't want to buy the jeans you don't want to buy. You don't want to live in the house that you can afford. You don't ask how much is it. You never look at the right side of the menu. You just look at the left, even if it's $1,000 steak. Right? We have to learn how to use our time and how to put our money to work for us. Okay? Here's some statistics. 80% of US dollars in circulation were printed in the last 22 months. Same statistics are true for Canada. It's $20 trillion. Where's that money going? Not in my pocket. It's going to the corporations and to the stock market. It is stimulating our economy. How many of you have felt the financial stimulus in our economy through cost of goods, through cost of living, through cost of gas, right? They're stimulating our economy, all right, which is great. They should stimulate our economy. However, what happens when the thing stimulating our economy can't keep being done? You can't keep printing money, right? They have to raise interest rates. They have to get the money back somehow. However, if you've been taught to go to work and save your money, every dollar is going to be worth less. So how do we beat inflation? Well, I was the kind of person that had 3 jobs. So I thought, oh, I need more money. Let's go to work. How many of you guys have said, oh, I need more money. I'm going to go get another job? Put a job in the comments. I want to know, because that was my solution. definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. But I did it like over and over and over and over again. 75% of jobs won't exist in the next 10 years. IBM says that over 20 million workers globally will need to be retrained in the next 3 years just because of artificial intelligence. We've seen how the GDP and wages don't line up. We've also seen that you need $2.5 million at today's cost of living, at today's interest rates, at today's numbers, to be able to make $100K a year to retire. Problem is, 1 out of 3 people doesn't have retirement income, and less than 13% of people have more than 300K. The average person retires with less than 170,000. And in order to save $1 million in the next 40 years, you have to put almost $200 a month away. I don't know about you, but I don't got 40 years. And that's assuming a 10% annual return. I maybe saw that twice in my traditional past prior to this. So if they're printing money, inflation's going up, we have to out earn the cost of living by 10% a year just to save $1 million. And most people never make it. Plus 40% of people would be financially crushed by a $500 a month or a $6,000 a year additional expense. How can we win this game? That's what I asked. At first, I thought, what was wrong with me? Why can't I make this work? Why can't I make enough money? Why is there not enough money at the end of the month? And then I realized I wasn't the only one losing the game. And I thought, how can I win? How can I win money? How can I win this paycheck to paycheck craziness, this rat race? How can I win the rat race? Here's some crazy math for you. Some questions that I started asking myself, some numbers that I started chewing on. In order to live on, do you really need millions and millions of dollars? Or do you need 5, 10, 25, 50K a month? 25K a month? 10K a month? 50K a month? What does that do? Have you guys run the numbers on $200 at 3% a day? I'm not going to tell you what it is, because if you screenshot it, that's non-compliant. And you know what? I'm going to protect the house that built my house. I'm going to protect the house that pays my bills. So I'm just going to challenge you to go and do some math on some daily compounding, because if you haven't, that'll motivate you. I have people all the time that say, how are you motivated? I'm like, have you done the numbers on what's possible? Have you looked at your own bank account? Because when I look at my bank account, I get motivated. I got work to do. When I look at the price tags out there, and you know what? This is why you got to surround yourself with people who believe more, think more, are going places that you've never been, is that when I look at how much money I think I need to live, and then I hang out with someone who's at a very different social economic scale, and I get to try the wine that they drink, and I get to eat the food that they eat, I'm like, oh no, there's levels. How many income streams do you need at $1,000 a month to be able to retire in 3 to 5 years? Inside our academy, there's over 15 streams of income if you don't include the different Forex strategies. How many income streams are you working on? 95% of people at 65 are either not with us or relying on their friends, family, or the government to support them. 50% of divorces and or relationship arguments are about money or could be solved with more money. 50% of impoverished seniors are women, or 75% of impoverished seniors are women. And 50% of those would not be in poverty or were not in poverty prior to their husband's passing, but they maintain the same income. So that means that over 50% of impoverished seniors, about 50% of 75, what is that? 40-ish, 38% of impoverished seniors, just because of financial illiteracy. Did you also know that 25% of, how many of you guys have met this guy? I went back to work because I was bored in retirement. 25% of people go back to work because they're bored in retirement. I'm like, if you had 100 million, you were in Italy, you might not be bored. I know I would not be bored. I might be overweight, but I would not be bored. Because, with money, Greg always says money is designed to make you comfortable, and you should be very comfortable. It's also to increase your impact. Did you guys know that because you're a part of our team, you've actively contributed to rescuing over 7,000 children from sex trafficking? Did you know that we fed over 100,000 people globally in impoverished nations that wouldn't have made it through these last 2 years if it wasn't for your contribution? It's get some love in the chat for you guys, because if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't make this global impact. We wouldn't be able to make this difference. I'm so honored to be in business with people like you who care and love for others. We're making a difference here, not just in our lives, not just in our families' lives, and not just in the people that we work with, but the ripple effect is humongous. Okay. Warren Buffett says, if you don't make money while you sleep, you'll work to the day you die. Have you guys heard that before? I heard that. I was like, sleep money? What is that beautiful thing? I want to sleep and make money, especially as a teenager. I thought that was a great idea. Now I can't sleep in past 7 to save my life. I heard this thing like, would you rather have a penny doubled every day, or would you rather have $1 million? I thought a penny, I was like, obviously $1 million. Nope, wrong, because compound interest. So learning how to put your money to work for you. You see this graph on the right? The later you start, the more of the back end, the good end you cut off. Where we start is all the same. So mastering this skill set, getting into the academy, getting to go live is really the key to success here. You have to learn the skill. These are some questions that a lot of people ask me about crypto. And I don't care if you're in Forex, if you're in e-commerce. I've done the whole academy, guys. I love trading Forex. I love DeLorean. I have an e-commerce store. That's where these came from. Okay. But knowing what's happening in this transition from analog to digital currency is vital for success for you, your family, and your children, especially. It's not too late. You can get started with like $10 in Bitcoin. You don't have to buy a $60,000 Bitcoin or $40,000 Bitcoin. You know when to sell by being on Go Live. How do you get your money out? Get on Go Live. Is it a bubble? No. Can the government take it? Depends how you hold it. Do you own it? For sure. Is it safe? Depends how you set it up. Is it only for fancy, smart, well-educated people? I am proof that's not true. I literally I took Math 10 twice, dropped out of university. Why? Okay. I want you to know that you're early. The same number of people that were on the internet in 1995 are in Bitcoin now. So I'm Canadian. There's more money in Bitcoin than there is in Canadian dollars, which makes me laugh because when you travel, people call Canadian dollars monopoly money, and it kind of makes me feel like it's real. But when there's a transfer of wealth happening, when there's a trend happening, do you want to be ahead of it or behind? The most profitable investments of the decade, Bitcoin's at the top. And I can tell you that if I could go back 10 years, I'd invest in Apple, I'd invest in Netflix, I'd invest in Tesla. 750,000% return on Bitcoin? Get out of here. How many of you guys have seen this? Put a 1 in the chat if you've seen this chart. I learned this from Picasso. And so my story with I signed up. I would not listen to anybody. I was going to figure this thing out. I was going to go and do my deal. I showed up. I was in demo for 6 months. Then I blew 4 accounts. I was in tears. I was a mess. I was doing my very best. I was waking up at 5 a.m. I was trading for hours a day and I couldn't figure it out. And I called Greg Greeno and he said, what makes you feel good? Check your vibration. Your vibration's off, Shanda. Like, how can we put you into the energy of abundance? How can we make you feel like you're not forcing or conniving this into existence? You're actually just creating it. How can you step into that place of happiness? And I said, you know who makes me feel like I can trade? It's Picasso. Picasso makes me feel at ease. He makes me feel calm. I want to be on with him. And he taught me about this. And I can tell you, it has made me and saved me more than I can even express. When you understand people move markets and the money that moves is because of the fact that people make decisions and people run their life based on emotion. So look at hope, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria. That's why I got out of real estate, because everyone's like, you can't lose money in real estate. Everyone's going to be rich. I'm like, that's alarm bells, because we buy low, sell high. That's investor basics. Buy low, sell high. So what does that mean? When it's at the top, that's not the best time to buy. All-time highs, not really when I'm getting into the market, right? But he taught me this. He gave me structure, he gave me knowledge, he gave me wisdom around this space. So you know me, I love things that add up. So I had to lay it over top of the actual chart. You see on the bottom, that's 2017. That's the last time we saw a big run in Bitcoin. Our price action for 2021, 2022. I'm really excited about what's going to happen in 2022. I'm really excited about where things are going. I'm really excited that this technology is being adapted. And I'm really excited that I get to be optimistic instead of finding out about this in euphoria. How many of you want you and your friends to not find out about crypto when we're in euphoria, but instead when we're in hope and optimism and belief? By a show of bees for Bitcoin in the chat. Right? Seriously, how lucky are we that we get to find out about things before they happen because we're educated. We are able to seize the information. Okay, now you remember I said 1995 is when that many people were on the internet. Look at the red line for the internet. Can you find 1995? I'm going to tell you right now, I made no money in .com. I made no money in cell phones, but I am going to catch this trend. And so is everyone who hears my voice. Everyone I can get in front of. They are not going to miss this if they have ears to hear. I'm not in the business of convincing. I'm in the business of finding people who are hungry to find out the answers. So 1995 internet, yes, please. That's the kind of trend I want to ride. And Bitcoin is a peer-to-peer transfer of money. I don't have to send it to a bank. I don't have to ask permission. I don't have to have limits or withdrawal limits. It's just me sending money to you with no one in between us. That's all it is. It's a way to move money. 60% of the world doesn't have a bank account. Let's get access to one. Oh, they can't? There's actually a Bitcoin beach down in El Salvador where the reason they became Bitcoin beach is because they were 4 hours away from a local bank. And so there was a local businessman who said, what if we paid everyone in Bitcoin and took Bitcoin everywhere? Then workers wouldn't have to leave 1 day out of 5 to be able to get access to their money. And we'd be able to have a more efficient workforce, be able to move money better. That makes sense. If you're in a developing country where you make a couple $100 a month, like you don't want to be taking off 20% of your week to be able to go and get access to money. That's way more productive. Okay. This is a changing technology. This is changing the way that global forms of payment are made. And we're early. Okay. There's also 21 million Bitcoin in the world. Now there's some that are lost forever and some aren't in circulation yet, but let's just say 21 million, it's 48 million millionaires. Supply and demand. That doesn't take a rocket scientist. So when we can position our families, we can position ourselves. I know I'm not currently, there's a difference. And this is actually something that I heard from one of my team members, Graham. He said, there's a difference between financial independence and financial freedom. Financial independence means I get to call my own shots. Financial freedom means I don't have to look at price tags. It means I can buy my family, friends, houses, cars, things that I want to do just because I can. I can tell you I'm financially independent. I'm not financially free yet. I will be. And I know that because this technology is being adapted the next 5 years, the next 4 years in this space, because of those cycles in crypto, if everyone I can possibly get to hear my voice can understand what's about to happen, how to stake their money and put it to work passively, how to be able to go and literally go to work on what they do and put their money to work for their family, then there's going to be a wave of financially free people in the next 5 to 10 years. And I'm not going to let any of you not understand what we have our hands on. So go live. I'm going to tell you where to start. Corinne Florence. And I'm going to show you where this is really, really quick. And then I'm going to pass it off to Richard to show you how to have this conversation. Okay. Go live.im. This is where you and all of your new people are going to start. This is all you need to know. I wasn't willing to recruit people until I knew that they were going to be somewhere safe, that they could be trusted, and that this was going to be okay. Come here, DCX. And you're going to click on Corinne Florence. She's the only woman. She's an amazing woman. You'll find her. She looks like Ariel, Little Mermaid with her long red hair. Go into her favorite sessions. And every single one of you, I want you to go home and I want you to watch this video. How the current financial system works and how crypto is key. Okay. This will tell you why and how I'm so passionate about this. I watched people get into euphoria and buy houses in 2007. And I watched what happened after. I bought a lot of houses after 2009. I got some good deals. I don't want any of you on the wrong side of that deal. And this system, the financial markets, the fiat, the digital, it's all a moving thing that's changing and shifting. And I want you to know what's going on. And whether or not you're a Forex trader or an e-commerce store builder, it doesn't matter. The crypto space, you will be doing crypto in the next 4 years. The question is it going to cost you money like my cell phone, or are you going to capitalize on it? And it doesn't take a lot of time. I spend less than 5 hours a week on the charts and in Go Live. I spend an hour a day on Go Live, and then I spend maybe an hour or two moving stuff around in my portfolio. It's not a big lift. You can go and do that in addition to your Forex trading, in addition to your e-commerce store. And if in the next 3 to 5 years you do, and you tell your friends and family too, you're going to be fired up. So this is the next video. Everything inside here, you can literally see all the gold ones are the ones you're going to want to start with. And then you go through these. She's just reorganized them. They're absolutely fire. Make sure you plug into Corinne. Make sure you've gone through her favorites. Make sure you don't let your friends and family miss out on this transfer of wealth. And they could just be another one of those .com costers instead of makers. Gary Vee didn't sit on that opportunity. I'm not sitting on this one. And I know there's a lot of people who did capitalize on the trend into the internet. And I want your friends to be a part of that too. Okay? Don't leave them there. It's not lonely at the top if you bring them with you. And this is an open space. There's trillions of dollars. There's more than enough to go around. So I'm going to hand it back to Richard Ustra. He's going to show you some of the practical tips and tools, things that are happening to give you access to this, some promotions, some exciting things. But I specifically want you to have your pen and paper handy because he's the practical how-to guy. He's the guy that is going to teach you how to go and talk about this to your friends and family, how to make it very applicable to you, and to make sure that you and the people that you love aren't missing out on this transfer of wealth, because it's going to happen with or without us. And we get an opportunity to come and learn from those who know what we need to know. So Richard is a chairman 25 with our organization. He's leading a massive global team. He is constantly empowering, enriching, and educating the lives of people anyone who will listen. And he's a good friend and a great husband and a puppy dad and just a great guy and a decent beard. Right? So let's get some 777s for prosperity in the chat for Richard. And I just want to thank you for making your time here tonight and for everything you do for our team.
Oh man, well, it's a blessing to be on this call with you guys. If you got value from what Shanna just shared with you guys, drop the word value in the chat. If you got value from that, because she shared some crazy information there. And I'm glad this is being recorded. I'm glad that you guys were on this call. There's a lot of people that aren't on this call, and you're on here. And I believe it's for a reason. You know, I'm very, you guys know, how I think and how I speak, and the things that I believe, right? Like I talk a lot about gratitude. I talk a lot about how everything happens for a reason. I talk a lot about principles that I live by, that I'm learning to live by every day as I'm studying and growing. And I got an affirmation I'm going to share with you guys. We're going to shift gears a little bit. I'm going to share an affirmation with you. I'm going to share a little bit of practical training on how you can invite people to look at this business. And then I'm also going to share with you guys just some upcoming events, because we have some exciting stuff that's about to take place here. So first of all, guys, if you're taking if you're taking notes right now and you have something to take notes with, if you've got a notebook and a pen, or even just put it into your phone, or if you've got a whiteboard handy or something, right? This is the affirmation. I got this from David Emanitier when he was in Palm Beach. He says, I'm so happy and grateful now that new successful people are joining my business every single day. All right. So I want you guys to write this down, and I want you to say this every day. I've been writing it down and saying it every day since Palm Beach. I am so happy and grateful now that new successful people are joining my business every single day. All right. I get a lot of I just get a good feeling when I say that. It puts me in a good vibration, because it gives me a feeling of expectancy, right? Like, what am I expecting today for my business? What am I expecting this week for my team and my organization, right? So new successful people. And here's the thing, a lot of us, when we come into this industry, when we come into this business, we haven't been in a position of leadership before, right? We haven't been necessarily looked at ourselves as I'm a leader, or had anyone say you're my leader before, right? But here's the thing. I believe that leadership is a skill set that anybody can learn, and leadership is really influence, right? If you study John Maxwell, he says that leadership is influence. Well, how do you gain influence with other people, right? How do you get people to want to come and do what you're doing? Well, you have to give them value. You have to be looking for ways to give them increase in their life, give them value, provide service to them, right? Give them what, when I look at somebody like Greg and someone like Mel, right? Somebody like Alex, who are my direct uplines, right? The reason why I follow them is not because they make money. The reason why I follow them is not because they've been in the industry longer than me. The reason why I follow them, the reason why I want to be around them and I want to listen to them and I observe them and I try to apply things that I hear them say, is because exactly what Haley just put in the chat. They give me increase in my life, right? They give me value. They give me service. They give me every time I'm around Greg, I learn something, right? And the reason why I learn something, or the reason why I'm getting value from Greg, is because I'm coming to that situation or that conversation with something to take notes with, or I'm actually there to say, how can I get a little bit better? What can I learn from him, right? So guys, if you want to become a leader, first you have to, speak it, right? I'm so happy and grateful now new successful people are joining my business every single day. Then you have to go, okay, if I'm going to become a leader, well, how can I have influence in other people's lives? Because if you want to go out and get to Platinum 600, which is the core rank, if you study Eric Worre, he says that there's a core rank in every company. Well, ours is Platinum 600. So let's say you're brand new, you want to get to that level. Well, that means you have to have people that you're going to influence in order for them to come in and be a part of your team. Well, then you have to give that person service and value and increase, and you have to give them the impression of increase in everything that you do, right? So guys, this is really, really practical. I hope this isn't going over your head. I hope you guys are with me, okay? Because if you can be a person that every day goes out the door, walks out the door, gets on the phone, gets on Zoom, wherever you are, if you're with people in person or if you're with people, on a call, on a Zoom, how can you give them value? Well, number one, guys, I've never seen anything in my life that has as much value as I Am Mastery Academy. And I said this to a guy the other day and he said, wow, he said, that's a big statement. And I said, well, it's true. I've never seen anything in my life that has as much value. Like, I would put I Am Academy up against any college, any university, any education platform, any business, any company, in any industry, anywhere, right? Because we're not just giving people an experience. We're not just giving people, a product. We're putting people in an environment where they become empowered. And when you give somebody the gift of empowerment, when I came into this company, I was broke. I was struggling financially when I came in. We made a lot of money, but we spent more money than we were making, right? I was desperate for a solution. I was desperate to get it around good mentorship and good leadership. And it wasn't like I woke up every day and I was aware of this, but subconsciously inside, this is where I was at. This is what I was feeling inside, right? And when I got into the event in Dallas, the first event I went to, I felt empowered. I felt like I have access to the right information, the right leaders. I have access to people like Bob Proctor. I have access to people like Alex. I have access to the information and the people, the technology that I need, the apps, the services, the tools, everything I need to become empowered so that I can go out and I can create the life that I want to create. So I can go out and I can fulfill my purpose, right? And I can find that purpose inside of a community like this. Because guys, this is really what it is at the core of what we do, right? So some people come in and they want to learn to trade. Some people want to build a business. Some people want to do e-commerce. Some people want to, build a crypto portfolio. Some people want to do NFTs. Whatever the direction is that you go, right? Whatever direction that you're going to take this thing for you and your family, understand that this is a place that I truly don't believe we have any quality competition in the marketplace. So how do you give the people in your network service and value and increase? Well, you just share this with them. That's all you do. You just literally share this with people. And as you're sharing this with people and you're doing it in a really simple way, right? Like I had a call, I was doing a training call with a guy this morning, And I just said like, bro, actually it was this afternoon. It was like 12:30 this afternoon. I was on a call with this guy and I said, look, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this business is easy, but it's simple. And all you have to do to build this business, all you have to do to give people value and service and increase is you just have to invite them to take a look at it. That's literally all you have to do, right? Because you are now partnered with this academy. You're now partnered with this company. And there's so much value here that all you have to do is be a connector, right? So many people get wrapped up in being the expert. They want to be the expert. Well, I want you to, if you're taking notes, I want you to write this down. I do not need to be the expert. I need to be the connector. Okay. Don't try to be an expert. Just be a connector. Just become really, 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 really good at connecting people to information and then connecting people to people, right? A business partner. That's all you have to do to build this business. That's all you have to do to rise up in leadership, is be that person that literally steps out and says, you know what? I'm going to go out and do this. I'm going to step out and I'm going to actually start taking action to get this stuff done. Because here's the thing, all the stuff Shanda just told you about how her life has been completely transformed by this company, all the stories that she's been sharing, all the information, none of that stuff would even be possible. No, she would be in the exact same place that she was if somebody hadn't reached out and shared this with her, right? Same for me, right? Same for all of you guys on this call. So when I sit and I become aware and I become conscious of like how powerful this is and what the last 2.5 years have done for me and my family and my mindset, right? And the path that we're now on, right? It just gives me this sense of like, okay, well, I need to get clear on why I'm doing this. And then I need to get clear on how to do it. And then I need to go take action. So guys, I'm going to give you a really simple invite training. I told you we're going to wrap this call up in 2 minutes. So we will. The numbers are going up on the call, which is awesome. And guys, stick with me. Okay. Don't go anywhere because I'm going to give you a really simple invite. But before I do that, all right, I want you to write down a few things. The Double Rush promo, right? The Double Rush promo ends on the 5th. So you have from today until the 5th to take advantage of the Double Rush promo. Now, what is it? Okay. What is this promo? You've got every 2 people that you enroll, you get an extra $100 bonus. And those customers get $50 off. Okay. Now you can do this over and over and over and over again. And here's the thing, you go sign up, some new customers, you make an extra, 2 new customers, you make an extra $100, right? Well, what if you went and signed up 20 people, right? What if you went and signed up, 10 people, right? What is that extra cash, that extra US dollar, those extra US dollars coming in, right? Or Bitcoin, however you want to get paid. If it's Shanda, it's Bitcoin, right? What does that do for you next month? What does that do for your family next month, right? That's real money coming in, okay? Now, in addition to that, your customers are getting $50 off, which is huge for them, especially right now. People, you need to remove all barriers, right? All barriers of entry, right? The email says on the 8th. Okay, Graham, we'll double check on that. I'm going to double check on that for you, okay? I thought it was the 5th. So if it's the 5th or the 8th, we'll confirm that, but it's ending soon, okay? So the Double Rush promo, guys, this is huge. And I want you guys to understand, like, these promos are not always running. I know they've been going for a while. We had one leading up to the event. Now we have one coming out of the event, but it's not always going to be this way, right? When I signed up, I paid $325 US plus an IBO kit for the elite. And it was like almost $500 Canadian to get started. I have people coming in right now, for less than $200, right? It's crazy. Now, here's the thing, guys, we have a couple events coming up. So the first one, guys, is Thursday night, 6 o'clock PST. Thursday night, 6 o'clock PST. Chairman 50, Melanie Greeno, is going to be doing a presentation, a full overview of the Academy on Zoom. Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys heard Melanie speak in Florida at the women's event. I don't know if you heard her speak in Portugal. I don't know if you heard her speak in Palm Beach on stage. Like, she spoke like 7 times at the convention. She has elevated to a whole different level. Okay. I'm telling you, I've known her. I've talked to her every week for the last 2.5, 3 years. And she is absolutely on a different level right now. And so if you want to get your customers, if you want to get your friends and the people you care about in front of this information, I mean, I'm usually sending out a video that she did, a pre-recorded one, but I'm telling you, Thursday night, 6 o'clock PST. I'm actually going to be on that call as well. So I'm pumped. I love it when I get to introduce Mel. Guys, put that in your calendar. Okay. Next,
Quick
April.
question, Rich.
Sure.
Is that Thursday or tomorrow?
Thursday.
Okay, perfect. I just wanted to be clear.
We moved it about 20 minutes ago. So
okay, I just wanted to be clear because I've got a list.
yeah. It was going to be Monday, guys, but we moved the call to Thursday so we had more time to promote for that presentation. Okay. Now, thanks for clarifying that, Shanda. Now, guys, who knows? Put it in the chat. What's coming up on April 8th, 9th, and 10th? Put it in the chat. Nobody? There we go. Yes, Barcelona. Okay. Guys, I know that this is a European event. I know that there's a lot of our team that's in the Northern Hemisphere. But here's the thing. I want you guys to think about who do you have in your teams that could make it to Barcelona, and who do you have that are new customers that are getting started between now and then that are in Europe? Because I'm telling you, if you can get them to this event, when we went to London for the European convention, it was wild. Like I'm saying wild. Like people were jumping up and down. People brought their flags from their countries. I don't know if you guys have ever watched a European soccer match, but that was the energy there. It was crazy. And the energy, you know, what's going to be going on at that event in Barcelona is going to impact and change the life of whoever gets into that room. So I want you guys to put that down. And then also, guys, Glendale, September 15th to 18th, Glendale, Arizona. So if you're in North America, this is the next North American event, September 15th to 18th. All right. Guys, Arizona is going to be off the hook. If you don't have tickets yet, just buy your event ticket, right? You don't need to buy your flights. You don't need to buy your Airbnbs yet. You can if you want, but go get your tickets and then tell your team, I've got my tickets to Arizona. Every three-way call that I'm doing right now for prospects, I'm telling them, listen, we just had an event in Miami. We got an event happening in Barcelona, and we got an event in Arizona. So let's get you started, right? Let's get you started. And then let's get you to Arizona, because I'm telling you, man, like these conventions, these events are non-negotiables for anybody that wants to go chairman, anybody that wants to really take this thing to the next level. So, you know, there was one thing that I wanted to add to. I wrote this down because I was going through my notes from West Palm Beach, and I'm going to wrap this call up in like 2 minutes. Somebody said when they were on stage in Palm Beach, they were talking about, you know, we are all busy people, right? A lot of people have, you know, stuff going on in their life that seems like the day is full. Could be kids, could be a family, I got 6 kids, or I got 5 kids, or I have a business, or I have a job, or I have, you know, all these things going on in my life. It doesn't seem like I have the energy or the capacity to take this business and really take it to the next level, or even start this business and get that launch energy that I need to actually launch this business. Well, someone said on stage, they said, ask God to stretch your capacity. Okay. And I don't know why I wanted to share that with you guys tonight. It was something that popped up in my mind. So somebody on this call needs to hear that tonight. I don't know who it is. If it's you and you're listening, then, you know, incredible. But ask God to stretch your capacity. Literally. Like whatever it is that you're going towards, whatever you're working towards, just ask God, say, God, like, give me more capacity. Give me the bandwidth and the capacity that I need to take this where I want to take it. Because this is real, you know. This is not like, hey, you know, I don't have time because of this, or hey, don't have the energy because of this. Well, guys, if you don't have enough energy to do what you want to do, God can give you more energy. You can go out and you can create more energy. You can sleep more. You can eat better food. You can drink better water, right? You can exercise more. You can listen to positive things that give you energy, right? If you don't have the capacity in your day time-wise, well, you can create more time in your day, right? But ask God to show you. Ask God for wisdom. You know, the wisest man that ever lived, King Solomon, right? He asked God for wisdom. Right. And I believe that as we thank God and we're grateful for the wisdom that we're getting every single day, to do this business, to fight these battles that we're fighting, guys, we've escaped the matrix. Like, I've been traveling all over the world in the last few months, man. And it's like, I feel like I've escaped the matrix. If you're in this team, in this company, you've escaped the matrix. Okay. Like, you have a vehicle and you have a community, you have the ability, you have everything that you need. You have the information, the leadership, the mentorship, everything that you need to go out and really take this to the next level. But just ask God to stretch your capacity, man, because it's real. So quick invite training. All right. If you want to invite people to this call on Thursday night, if you want to invite people to get in front of a video and get them on a 3-way call, number one, I'm going to give you guys a couple quick points because I want to give you some practical how-to. This is a mindset call, but I want to give you some practical how-tos. All right. Number one, be in a hurry. Okay. Hey, listen, Shanda, I'm so glad I got a hold of you. I've only got a minute right now because I'm about to get on a Zoom, but do you have a minute right now? Yes. Okay. Amazing. Listen, number two, don't say too much. Okay. Listen, I just started something. I'm so fired up about it. There's a lot of money involved. It's super exciting. I'm all in. Now, I don't know. Here's the takeaway. I don't know if this will be a good fit for you or not. It might be a good fit. It might not. But then the fourth thing is, if I sent you some information, would you take a look at it?
Of course.
If I would you? She says yes. Okay, great. The next thing, book the call. What time tomorrow can I call you to see what you like best about it? She says 3:00. Perfect. Okay. So I'm in a hurry. I don't say too much. I book a call. I do the if I would you, then I book the call, right? Then I send the videos, I get off the phone. So she says, I say, when can I call you tomorrow to see what you like best about it? She says 3. I say, great. I'm gonna book that. It's in my calendar. I'm sending you the videos, and then I'm getting off the phone. And here's the last piece. Okay. And this is what a lot of people are missing. I did it with everyone at the beginning when we started. There's been a few people that I've missed, and I'm getting back to this as well. But I want to remind you guys, right? We have a Facebook group with 20,000 people in it, roughly, that's full of testimonials and stories and full of success. So, hey, listen, I'm also going to invite you to a private Facebook group where you can come and see how this is changing the lives of thousands of other people. Is that cool? Yes. Okay, great. And you invite them. It's called Free From the Rat Race. Okay. So you want to invite people to that Free From the Rat Race group. Okay. So quick recap. You're inviting people to take a look at this thing. You be in a hurry. You don't say too much. If I would you book a call, you send the videos, you get off the phone, or you send them the link to the Zoom that you're going to get them on. You get off the phone, and then you also invite them, send them an invite to the Facebook group Free From the Rat Race, guys, because that Facebook group creates a lot of social proof. All right. So guys, thank you for staying on. Thank you guys for being here with us tonight. Thank you for investing in yourself, because this is all about investors and entrepreneurs. That's what I Am Academy is creating, is investors and entrepreneurs. The first thing you got to do is invest in you. So thank you guys for doing that tonight. Guys, thank you so much to Shanda. Drop your thank yous in the chat for her. She absolutely crushed it. There's so much to learn here, guys, and so much that we can, so many ways we can expand. And that's the energy right now in our team and in our company, is expansion. So I hope and pray that you guys have an incredible week of growth and expansion and increase. And I will see you guys next time. Have an amazing evening. Shanda, I'll let you wrap it up.
All right, guys. So the next step for you, get in Free From the Rat Race, invite all your friends, use the invite, and make sure no one that you love misses out on the money that's on the table in the next 5 years, because they're going to learn about crypto. They're going to learn about e-commerce. They're going to learn about these things one way or the other. I tell you, I spent a lot of money in e-commerce. I haven't made that much. Looking forward to flipping that script. So go connect with as many people as you can. Reach out to your mentor. Ask them about events. Ask them about what's going on, how they can help you. You just heard the best invite on the freaking planet. That's how I was invited. That's how Rich was invited. And real talk, it's one of the fastest, most effective scripts that's ever been used by our team or our company. So let's go impact some lives. Let's go help some people. Let's go make some money. Let's go do some cool things with some cool people. And yeah, I can't wait for the next few years. It's going to be a movie. So stick and stay and get your pay, and let's make it happen, because we're not leaving anybody at the bottom that doesn't want to stay there, right? All right, guys, we will see you on Thursday at our team event. We're going to see you next Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard. And in the meantime, I will see you in golive.im so that you can get your bag too. All right, guys, see you later.